Either a mother and daughter know each other very well, or they are strangers. Until last autumn, you thought you knew your mother well, what she liked, what you had to do to appease her when she was angry, what she wanted to hear. If someone asked you what mother was doing, you could answer in 10 seconds. She's probably drying ferns. Since it's Sunday, she must be at lunch, at church. But last autumn, your brave belief that you knew her was shattered. You went for a visit without announcing it beforehand, and you discovered that you had become a guest. Mother was continually embarrassed about the messy yard or the dirty blankets. At one point, she grabbed a towel from the floor and hung it up. And when food dropped on the table, she picked it up quickly. She took a look at what she had in the fridge. And even though you tried to stop her, she went to the market. If you are with family, you needn't feel embarrassed about leaving the table uncleared after a meal or going to do something else. You realized you'd become a stranger as you watched mother try to conceal her messy everyday life. Maybe you'd become a guest even before then, when you moved to the city. After you left home, your mother never scolded you. Before, mother would reprimand you harshly if you did something even remotely wrong. From when you were young, mother always addressed you as you, girl. Usually she said that to you and your sister when she wanted to differentiate between her daughters from and sons. But your mother also calls you, you girl, when she demanded that you correct your habits, disapproving of your way of eating fruit, your walk, your clothes, and your style of speech. But sometimes she would become worried and look closely into your face. She studied you with a concerned expression when she needed your help to pull flat the corners of starched blanket covers, or when she had you put kindling in the old-fashioned kitchen furnace to cook rice. One cold winter day, you and your mother were at the well, cleaning the skate that would be used for the ancestral rites at New Year's. When she said, "You have to work hard in school so that you can move into a better world," did you understand her words then? When mother scolded you freely, you more frequently called her mother. The word mother is familiar and it hides a plea. Please look after me. Please stop yelling at me and stroke my head. Please be on my side, whether I'm right or wrong. You never stopped calling her mother, even now when mother's missing. When you call out mother, you want to believe that she's healthy, that mother is strong, that mother isn't fazed by anything, that mother is the person you want to call whenever you despair about something in this city. Last autumn, you didn't tell her that you were coming down, but it wasn't to free your mother from preparing for your arrival. You were in Pohang at that time. Your parents' house was far from Pohang, where you arrived on an early morning flight. Even when you got up at dawn and washed your hair and left for the airport, you didn't know that you were going to go see mother in Chang'e. It was farther and more difficult to go to Chang'e from Pohang than from Seoul. It wasn't something you'd expected to do. When you got to your parents' house, the gate was open. The front door was open too. You had a lunch date with you being back in the city the next day, so you were going to return home on the night train. Even though you were born there, the village had become an unfamiliar place. The only things left from your childhood were the 3 nettle trees, now mature near the stream. When you went to your parents' house, you took the small path towards the nettle-lined stream instead the big road. If you kept going that way, it would lead you straight to the back gate of your childhood home. A long time ago, there was a communal well right outside that back gate. The well was built in when modern plumbing was installed in every house, but you stood on that spot before entering the house. You tapped the sturdy cement with your foot precisely where the abandoned well used to be. You were overwhelmed with nostalgia. What would the well be doing in the darkness under the street? The well that had supplied water to all the people in the alley and still sloshed about. You weren't there when the well was filled in. One day you went back for a visit and the well was gone, just the cement road where it had been. Probably because you didn't see the well being filled with your own eyes, you couldn't stop imagining that the well was still there, brimming with water under the cement. You stood above the well for a while, then went through the gate calling "Mother," but she didn't answer. The setting autumn sunset filled the yard of the house, which faced west. You went into the house to look for her, but she wasn't in the living room or in the bedroom. The house was a mess. A water bottle stood open on the table, and a cup was perched on the edge of the sink. A basket of rags was overturned on the floor mat in the living room, and on the sofa was a dirty shirt with its sleeves flung apart as if a father had just taken it off. The late afternoon sun was illuminating the empty space. "Mother," even though you knew nobody was there, you called one more time. "Mother." You walked out the front door and in the side yard discovered Mother lying on the wooden platform in the doorless shed. "Mother," you called, but there was no reply. You put on your shoes and walked towards the shed. From there you could look over the yard. A long time ago, Mother had brewed malt in the shed. It was useful space, especially after it was expanded into the adjacent pigsty. She piled old, unused kitchen supplies on the shelves she had mounted on a wall, and underneath there were glass jars of things she had pickled and preserved. It was Mother who had moved the wooden platform into the shed after the old house was torn down and a Western-style house was built. She would sit on the platform to do kitchen work that she couldn't easily do in the modern kitchen inside. She would grind red peppers in the mortar to make kimchi, sift through bean stalks to find beans and shuck them, make red pepper paste, salt cabbage for winter kimchi, or dry fermented soybean cakes. the kennel next to the shed was vacant. The dog chain lying on the ground. You realize